video, I'm going to be talking about kind of like my TTC journey and how I got to that positive pregnancy test. So, kind of just starting back in summer of this year, my cycles completely stopped. We have had some massive kind of like life changes going on, not good ones, and so the stress has been really, really high this year. So my cycles just stopped. Like I wasn't ovulating, I wasn't having periods, nothing. So having spoken to some midwives here and just telling them everything that was going on, what they believe happened was, in addition to obviously the stress, which can do that just alone, I'm predispositioned to PCOS because a lot of women in my family have it. So they believe with like the taxing of my adrenals and just all the stress and already being predispositioned to that, like it opened the door for that to take effect. As where before I have always had very clockwork periods. So that was so discouraging for me because I've always had a fear ever since I was really, really young that I would never be able to carry a child of my own. And now having Caroline, I almost feel like I still have that fear, and I feel like it's almost worse because I know how amazing it was before, and now I know more fully what I'd be missing out on. And so I still had that even larger fear that I wouldn't be able to carry a baby again. So without ovulating or periods, like that just really stressed me out. But with all the transition of this year, we weren't even trying. So August of this year, we decided, my husband and I had been talking for months, and we just kind of decided together that, life changes. There's never a perfect time. You never have enough money or the perfect circumstances. You may think you're in a good spot or whatever, but it's never like the perfect timing, I feel. But we do know, we came to one conclusion, that there's only one thing that we'll never be able to change, and that's in this scenario, and that's like the age gap between our kids. And we never wanted a huge age gap between our kids. Like me and my sisters are all 2 years apart. I kind of feel like for us in our life that would be too close for kids. But my husband's siblings, some are close and some are really far apart. And so we didn't really want a huge age gap. And we realized that our life circumstances can always change, can always fluctuate. There can always be random things that happen that you didn't plan, or you get to really great spots and then you have some hard times. And so we really just came together and we're just like, you know what? We can never change the age gap between our kids. And for us, we didn't want that getting any bigger between Caroline and the next child. Obviously, we couldn't change the age gap between William, my stepson, and Caroline because having gotten married when he was 6, we had her when he was 8, we kind of got on that ball quickly. But we just didn't want there to be such a large age gap between Caroline and our next child. Not to mention, she's been begging me for so long, like every day, Mommy, you have a baby in your tummy. Why not, Mommy? Where's your baby? Daddy don't give it to you. Like all of this stuff. She's totally into babies and having a baby in her belly, and then her baby coming out of her privates, and listening to her baby in her belly, with like a toy or something like that. And so she is totally into it. And so we really just wanted to give that to her. So anyway, in September, we decided to stop tracking for September and October and just start really trying in November and December. Again, when we got to November, I still was not having, I still wasn't ovulating, I wasn't having periods. I wasn't 100% sure I didn't ovulate, but I didn't have a period that whole time. So I spoke to the midwives who I'll be going through for this pregnancy, which I'm so excited about. I'll talk more about them later, but and they gave me, they told me to buy so many different supplements, like black cohosh, wild yam, like Vitex berry was the main one, be on a ton of folic acid because it helps release eggs, and all this different stuff. So I went on those, but by the end of the month I was so discouraged because I didn't feel like anything was happening. I wasn't ovulating, and I know that it was such a short period of time, and I'm like, this is gonna take a while, but I kind of felt under a time crunch because my husband did not want October, November, December, or January birthday. Because we come from larger families and there are so many birthdays and anniversaries, not to mention holidays and all that kind of stuff. So he's just like, we just wanted to stay away from those if possible. And so we were going to take a break after January. And so I was like, I kind of felt the pressure was on. Not to mention, tapping into that like irrational fear that I had of never being able to carry, or being able to carry a second child. So, so I even went as far as talking to the infertility clinic, and I got, through my OB, and I got set up with that, like the semen analysis for my husband and all the blood work for me and all of that stuff getting started. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I actually have to go down this route. And I don't know, it just played into so many fears that I had from being such a young child. So that in December, beginning of December, I was like, you know what? I can't do this. Like with the stress of the holidays and everything else, I just started a new job. Caroline's getting into preschool. My stepson just got into a new school that he'd been on the wait list for a long time. And just all this transition, I was like, you know what? I can't take this right now. I'm just gonna put the chart away, stop temping, and just let it be. So a couple times in December, I did temp, and it was higher, but I was like, I'm not reading into it. Christmas Eve, I started spotting. So I was like, okay, well, my period's coming. My husband tried to encourage me. He's like, you know what? You got a period on your own, like something I haven't done for a while. So he's like, that's really great. He's like, your body's working. These things are actually working. And I was like, oh, okay. I'd always I always just wanted to find out and tell everyone on Christmas. I'm like, what an awesome surprise that would be. But anyway, the following morning I woke up and had this irrational desire to take a test, even though I knew my period was coming and that I didn't ovulate and all this kind of stuff. But I took it and it was positive. So here we are. I am pregnant. And so I am so excited, so relieved. I didn't have to go the TTC journey or the infertility journey for long at all. I barely even started it, but I don't know, the emotional stress of it, I can't imagine what some of you ladies go through. I watch videos and hear stories and know people in real life of just people who struggle with this for years and do all of these fertility treatments and all this stuff. And I don't know how you guys do it. Just the emotional stress for such a short period of time that I went through, I don't know, playing on just fears of a child and everything like that. Oh my goodness, I'm just so thankful and I feel so blessed. All Christmas Day and even till now, I just feel so blessed that it happened. I have no idea how it happened except that God gave us a baby. And we are just all so thrilled. So we are so excited to do this journey again. Bye guys.